It turns up and down. Oh, look at this. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you everybody out there, YouTube land. This is Moz, and welcome to the rebranded Moz's Toy Box channel. That's right, we're going to rebrand. Just because I'm not really doing Funko anymore, and I feel like Invader Moz just didn't really cover it. He didn't really say what I'm doing. So here we have our Hottoys Shadow Predator. This is MMS 154. He's also known as Snake, but Hottoys labeled him Shadow. So you can go with whichever name you want. It doesn't really matter. He's really awesome. I like to think that he's the brother or other sibling to the City Hunter. He looks a lot like him, but he's just fantastic. He's a great piece. He does not come with a bio mask, but that's okay. He looks great without one. Really fanboying over this guy right here. We got two Predators in today. I went ahead and opened this guy up. We're going to go over the other Predator later, and you're gonna get a kick out of him as well. But this is Snake, or Shadow. Let's go and take a closer look at him. Alright, here we got the hands that he comes with. He's using two different hands on the body right now. One of the extra hands is on my City Hunter Predator because the skin tones line up perfectly. So these are the hands he comes with. He comes with two fists. He comes with two hands to grasp weapons, one for the left and one for the right. He comes with one hand to throw the disc, and then he comes with two relaxed hands. He comes with two relaxed hands like this, one for each side. But as I mentioned before, one is on my City Hunter Predator. That's his other open hand for weapons. The detail on this guy is amazing. He's got, he looks a lot like the City Hunter if you're not careful. But what's really nice is this here is real fur, at least it feels like it. Great stuff though, great stuff. Alright, so he comes with the closed mandibles, as you can see on him. And then he comes with a pair of open mandibles. He does not come with a bio mask. He comes with a combi staff, just like the City Hunter, same exact combi staff. And then he's got a, it's kind of a machete, very similar to the Elder Predators. This is the same one from Predator 2, the City Hunter. I have a problem with this piece here. The glue came off, so I have to re-glue it. Probably with something better than hot glue, but we'll see how that holds. We got his machete-esque weapon here. Like I mentioned earlier, this one's a lot flimsier than the previous one from the Elder. You got just a kind of bone, like a femur or something handle here, not a cool intricate handle like on the Elder. You got your typical throwing disc or smart disc. This should extend. Yep, there it goes, extends. This one is more of a gunmetal than the City Hunters, which is kind of got a bronze tinge to it. And then we got the trophy. This is a really nice looking trophy here. It's got some weight to it too. Not too heavy, but it's heavy enough that it's a little tricky for him to hold. Curious what creature that would be. Not certain. Alright, so we're into posability now. His arms are going to rotate up. They can rotate all the way around on that hinge there. They can come out away from the body about yay far before they hit the impact here. They have a twist here at the bicep, And of course you have your elbow, single elbow. His wrist fully rotate. Gotta be careful bending these though. You can't get a lot of mobility here on these wrists. I've noticed they're very stiff. So I'm not able to get it to move. I'm sure it can move more. The same goes for the other arm, of course. Now his legs, I know, are very stiff. We got his foot, we can swivel that. We've got limited mobility here. You gotta watch out about this peg coming off though as you move it. If you notice here, I've misaligned it just by moving it. And getting him back on is a pain. Now, one thing that I've noticed, especially on the City Hunter, and they're made the same way, is you got these knee pads here. They're on elastic, and you can overextend that and of course make this loose. Also, when you take off the foot, these pieces of armor will come off, so you got to be careful of that. Same thing with the wrist plates here. He's got this nice little holster for his disc right here. Yeah, this is a leather-esque material here on his body. But as far as his leg mobility, you can kick it forward pretty well. I haven't been able to get the knee to really bend too well, and he is so tight there. Yeah, I can't really get that knee to bend. Let's see if we can get the other side. Yeah, there we go. So you see how that knee pad moved? So he's got, you know, a little bend there. That's his mobility. He's got the torso twist, just limited though. It's not a whole lot, just about there. Head turns up and down. Oh, look at this. Fuck. This is the Shadow versus the City Hunter here. They're very similar designs. You notice the City Hunter is a slight bit taller than the Shadow, aka Snake. They both have the same staff, and right now the City Hunter is wearing Shadow's extra left hand, just so he had an open left hand there for the pose that I keep him in here in the display cabinet. Very, very similar pieces. The head sculpts are, at least the paint is different. The mandibles are closed more on the Shadow. The City Hunter, they're a bit more open, a bit more revealing. Those are still the closed mandibles, but they're just a bit more. You can get in there and see a little better. It's pretty good stuff, though. Real sweet figures. Alright, so welcome back. So as you can see, he's got some fantastic detail. This is an older Predator. When I first opened him out of the box, his spear was no longer glued here, so I've gone and fixed that. It looks like it's holding up pretty well. The leather on him, it's like a pleather. It's not real leather, But that's begun chipping away a little bit, so we went ahead and hot glued that back together, where it meets his armband here, which came off during the filming. Whether or not I leave that in is entirely up to me later when I go to edit this. But so anyway, he's still a great looking piece though. I really enjoy it. The really cool thing is he came with a left relaxed hand, which I've put on my City Hunter because he didn't have one, and that way I can get the pose out of him that I want with an open, relaxed hand. Yeah, he comes with a left and right relaxed hand, which is great. I was using the Elder Predator's left hand on my City Hunter, but it didn't quite match. You know, it just worked for pictures as long as there was no real focus on his hand. But now we got the right skin colors and everything. Even the gloves are the same, or at least from what they look like. That works out really well for that. This is a great piece though, guys. I've completed the Lost Tribe when it comes to Hottoys 2.0s. There's a few more that are 1.0 builds, but I'm not sure I'm going to dive into those. I don't really care for what, you know, the difference is. I don't like the way they look. For one, the huge detracting visual difference for me is that the older ones have an ab crunch. And with that ab crunch, they have that seam that comes over here underneath their chest so you can crunch the ab. And it's very unsightly in my opinion. The dreads, of course, aren't as well made on the 1.0s. Although this is still an older design. It's not quite the same as the 1.0s, but it's still an older design. The colors on the beads here are not really sticking around so much. But it's all good. It's a great figure. I love this figure. Next week, we're going to go ahead and get into the other figure I got. I got two of them, and the story behind that is phenomenal. You're going to enjoy that. I'm going to tell you that story. Normally, I won't go over how much I pay for these things, but next week I'll tell you the great deal I got on the other one. And of course, we're saving. If you notice, the stack behind me has gotten a little lower. We're selling off some Funko Pops, guys. They're just not doing it for me anymore. I'm going to keep a few lines, but a vast majority of them are going to be gone. Sad times. Sad times. But hey, the last bit I sold, which was like 16 Funko Pops, I was able to buy the other hot toy that's not in this video. So, fun times. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And again, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day.